Shocking leadership shuffle at ATF, Kash Patel, quietly replaced after weeks of absence. In a quiet but significant development, Kash Patel has been replaced as the acting director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, a position he had assumed only a few weeks prior. Patel, who continues to serve as the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, reportedly stopped attending ATF facilities for an extended period of time, prompting the shift in leadership. His successor is U.S. Army Secretary Daniel Driscoll, who will now oversee both the Army and ATF, as sources confirmed to NBC News. Patel's tenure as acting director of the ATF lasted a mere 2 months, beginning on February 24th. However, sources have revealed that he was never seen inside an ATF facility for weeks, raising questions about his commitment to the role. As of Wednesday, Patel's name and photograph were still listed on the ATF's official website, where he was shown as the acting director. Despite his absence, he was recently mentioned by Attorney General Pam Bondi during her directive to review President Joe Biden's controversial ban on pistol braces, further highlighting the puzzling nature of his unexpected removal. While the precise reasons behind Patel's departure remain unclear, insiders suggest that the decision had nothing to do with his performance at the ATF, but rather a combination of factors, including his demanding responsibilities at the FBI. The New York Times Glenn Thrush reported that Patel's plate was too full to adequately fulfill the duties of the ATF role, leading to his quiet replacement. Despite the lack of clarity surrounding the circumstances, Patel's removal has certainly surprised many within the ATF, with some workers reportedly shocked and confused by the sudden shift. Driscoll, who was confirmed as Army Secretary earlier, will reportedly retain his position in that capacity while also taking on the leadership of the ATF. His appointment is seen as an unusual one, given the nature of the responsibilities at the ATF, a law enforcement agency with a distinct mission from the military. Driscoll's dual role as Army Secretary and acting ATF Director marks an unprecedented leadership structure that may spark further scrutiny. The timing of Patel's removal coincides with ongoing discussions within the Department of Justice, DOJ, about the future of the ATF. There have been reports indicating that senior DOJ officials are considering the possibility of merging the ATF with the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, as a cost-saving measure. This proposed change is still under review, but it could signal a broader shift in how federal law enforcement agencies are structured in the coming years. For Driscoll, the transition to leading the ATF comes at a time when his role as Army Secretary is still fresh. Sources suggest that Driscoll was not made aware of his new duties at the ATF until very recently, further complicating an already complex situation. Driscoll's confirmation by the Senate as Army Secretary likely played a role in his selection for the acting director position, providing a smoother transition than would have been possible with a nominee who required Senate approval. This quiet leadership change at the ATF, while unexpected, underscores the growing complexity of managing multiple high-profile federal agencies and the challenges associated with balancing such demanding roles. The long-term impact of this shift, as well as the potential restructuring of the ATF, remains to be seen. For now, however, the sudden removal of Patel and appointment of Driscoll marks a pivotal moment in the agency's history, one that could have broader implications for how law enforcement agencies are led and managed in the future.